Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Red Joan. And this film was starring Judi Dench and Sophie Cookson playing the same woman who, after years, is found out to be a Russian spy and put on trial. And I saw this trailer, I'm like, this could be really compelling. Judi Dench is great. And Trevor Nunn, who's the director of this film, honestly, how this story is told is so boring. And it's just like, this should have been a much more interesting story to tell. And really, it's just, there's a lot of cutting back where it's like Judi Dench is being interrogated. Let's tell some story. And Judi Dench isn't actually in this very much. And she doesn't get a whole lot to do besides just being upset or uncomfortable for a couple minutes at a time. And it's just like, wow, they really wasted her in this film. And I was disappointed by that. But luckily, Sophie Cookson, who plays younger Joan, I thought did a really good job in this film. Everybody else, though, felt more like just caricatures. And they were like, do this one thing. Do it well. Like Tom Hughes, who plays Leo, her Russian partner, affair, whatever the hell you want to call it at this point. And he just like, I'm going to be dark and brooding. And he's dark and brooding every scene. And it's just like, okay, I get your shtick already. It's just like, you don't seem like an actual human being. Or her friend who's like, all the time. It's just like, you don't feel like a real person. And that took me out of the film. And you really don't get a strong connection with anybody else except for Joan in this film. And it's kind of like, why do I care? And one of the big things that bothered me, especially as the film went on, this is an hour and should be 40 minutes. At least that's what AMC told me on my ticket. But this film felt like it just started dragging. It's like there felt like there was a point where this film should have ended and had closure, and then it just kept going. And I'm like, I feel like this story's being stretched out here to pad the runtime. If they could have trimmed off a bit towards the end, I feel like it would have helped this film. But honestly, like, it was clunky in terms of the transitions between present time to past time. It's just like obnoxious, like TV Lifetime movie, and it was shot like British television. I'm just like, there's nothing truly cinematic about this film. Cookson's performance is powerful. She had a lot of charisma. I really liked her. It just felt like, here's the next thing, here's the next thing. Time passes obnoxiously. Oh, how many years passed? What? And like nobody gets older, you can't tell, and they drop very unsubtle hints of like, this is how long time has passed. It's just like, I'm 6 months pregnant now. Or it's like, I've been married 3 years. And it's just like, okay, thanks. Okay. After a while, I just kind of lost interest with the film and disappointed me. The one thing that kept bringing me back was like when Judi Dench popped up. She's a great actress, and she got my attention. Sophie Cookson did a nice job. But this film should have been much more interesting than just a bunch of like greatest hits of let's pop a couple of scenes together and there she wrote. And I felt like this film really wasn't done justice in terms of the story that it was telling. Wouldn't really recommend this film. I have very similar recommendations to Trial by Fire. If you enjoy biopics or like true stories and period pieces, this is right up your alley. Same thing with Tolkien, unfortunately. Except this film really didn't have a whole lot of really standout moments that I thought was great. And I'm like, there's a lot of potential there. It was a story that had potential, and it really wasn't executed very well. Kind of boring. Wasn't a huge fan, and unfortunately can't really highly recommend this. If you enjoy period pieces, go right ahead. Got all the trimmings you want. It looks really realistic, all of the design, the costumes, everything, but that's it. Those are my thoughts on Red Joan. Let me know what you think. Comment below. Let's talk some movies. And thank you as always for supporting your Wasteland reviewer.